First time on site? Thought so. I'm Connor, the tunnel supervisor. When you're ready, I'll take you underground. There's a chance of elevated noise levels and dust in the atmosphere in the shaft and tunnel today. Other than these, conditions are normal. PPE is either hanging on the hooks or is on the bench in front of you. Take what you need and put it on. Leave anything you don't need where it is. See that door on your left? When you think you have all the PPE you need, take that door to the tunnel access point. Great, you're ready to go. Just recap your PPE and we'll go to the tunnel access point. Light eye protection is mandatory and must be worn at all times. Safety goggles or face shields should be worn for certain activities involving things like flying debris or splashing liquid. Lace safety boots with steel midsoles, toe protection and ankle support should be worn at all times, as well as helping to prevent injury if an object falls onto your foot. These boots will help to protect you from sharp objects underfoot and potential slip hazards. Protective headgear must be worn to reduce the impact of potential flying or falling objects and to help protect you from knocks to your head. Gloves should be worn at all times to reduce the risk from cuts, abrasions, burns or contact with hazardous substances. Other appropriate hand protection should be worn for specific work activities. Barrier creams and moisturisers are also available and should be used when appropriate. The use of respiratory protective equipment, RPE, such as dust masks or airstream helmets should be worn as a last resort. If you're working in an area where respiratory protection is needed, you should be face fit tested for RPE to make sure it's suitable for you. High visibility clothing, or clothing with integral high visibility strips or panels, should be worn so you can be seen clearly, on site and in the tunnel. Areas at risk of excessive noise will be designated as hearing protection zones. These areas will be indicated with signs. Make sure you wear hearing protection in these areas. Earplugs are the most common form of hearing protection. Check that you have the correct PPE every time you plan to enter the tunnel. Your PPE will help protect you from hazards that you may may encounter down there.
Ah, you're here. We've had a few reports of unexpected issues in the pit bottom today. Work has stopped while we take a look around. Connor, your supervisor, will take you underground shortly. See if you can help to find what the problems are. There are no planned evacuations today, so if you hear an alarm, it's not a drill. Communication is fine underground today. Take this radio with you to keep in contact with Connor. As always, no contraband. That means no cigarettes, no lighters, nothing flammable. Give me your ID card when you're ready to get going. We'll use this as part of the tally system to record that you're in the tunnel. Make sure you tally out upon returning to the surface later and retrieve your ID card. Keep this tally disc safe. The tally system is how we know exactly how many people are underground at any one time. The tally disc is how we will identify you in an emergency. Make sure that you tally in and out properly every time, okay? This is your MSA Savox self-rescue set. Be sure to carry out the pre-use checks that have previously been explained to you. Wear or keep your self-rescue set with you at all times. It should always be in your immediate work area. Keep it safe, report and replace it immediately if it gets damaged. It could save your life if you ever need to use it. You got it. It looks like Connor's waiting. I'd go and join him if I were you.
Are you ready? There are reports of a few issues in the pit bottom today, so work is stopped. We're going to go down to take a look. Keep your eyes open. There are a number of hazards and observations to note as you move around the pit bottom. Get into the passenger hoist and we'll get going. You need to complete a safety inspection of the pit bottom. There are 6 items to find. 4 of them are hazards which you need to make safe, if you can, and report. The other items just need observing and noting. Work stopped for your inspection, but stick to the designated walkways and stay safe, alright? You see that fire point over there? Look at it. When you look at an item you can inspect, a dot will appear. You can then decide whether it's a safety feature to observe or whether it's a hazard that you need to make safe and report. Give it a go. Remember, while in the pit bottom, stay in the designated safe walking routes. Some of the areas in the pit bottom are restricted access areas. You're not part of the pit bottom team, so you will need to get permission from the pit bottom charge hand to access the restricted areas in the pit bottom. This is the traffic light warning system monitoring noise levels in the pit bottom. When the system is indicating red, you must wear hearing protection in this area. the system is showing amber, it's still advisable to wear your earplugs. Atmospheric monitoring is carried out in the pit bottom and at intervals along the tunnel. Fixed systems are best. The system here is monitoring oxygen levels, detecting toxic gases such as carbon monoxide and combustible gases such as methane. When permissible exposure levels are exceeded, the monitoring system will signal an alarm. Great effort. Head back to the passenger hoist and we'll chat about how you did. Okay, you've identified quite a few hazards, but that won't help if you don't watch where you're standing. The fire extinguishers are in good condition and in the right location. They didn't need reporting. This cable was a potential trip hazard. It needed tidying up and reporting to help prevent similar incidents in the future. This missing barrier made it easy for someone to enter a restricted access area in the pit bottom without permission. It needed replacing and reporting. Ventilation is essential during all tunnelling activities. The ventilation was working normally here, so it didn't need reporting. This oil spill is an environmental incident that could have easily caused someone to slip. It needed cleaning up and reporting to help stop it from happening again. No audible alarm was sounded as this load was being lowered into the pit bottom. This incident needed reporting. The alarm should be sounded every time a lift is in progress. In future, remember to report any hazards you see underground either to your supervisor or on an observation card.